Okay guys, this is Tuesday, the 7th workout. First exercise is going to be deadlift shrugs. I know a lot of y'all have lighter weights right now inside the home and garage and driveways and wherever. But a couple ways to modify this one. Either doing one-legged, doing a staggered where one foot is higher than another. Also incorporating a jump shrug instead of a regular shrug. Also a 3-1-1 tempo. I believe I've got in the Wodify for RX Plus is a 3-1-1 tempo. That just means that your negative is counted out to 3 seconds. Your lowest position is a hold, and then you come up for one as an explosive movement. So those are just a few ways to change this exercise up. So you'll start, deadlift position is going to be shoulder width apart, toes slightly outwards with the feet, chest forward, shoulder blades back, active shoulder blades pulling back. I'm going to start in a thigh 45, back 45 position. I come up in that deadlift position, immediately go into that shrug. So if I want to count this out in a 3-1-1, I can also count out that 3-1-1 for the shrug and 3-1-1 for dead. And I can incorporate that position too, where I count it out. Up, up. If you have air discs, if you want to create a little bit more instability, you can do that also. So next exercise is going to be squat thrusts. Of course, these are weighted. So on the squat thrust, remember that when you throw your feet back, you're still trying to stay in a high plank position. So I drop, throw them back, and then when I come up, be careful of rolling your back as you lift. Again, same thing, chest forward, shoulder blades back. All right, next exercise is going to be a rear delt raise. Rear delt raise, I want a slight tilt. My feet are going to be shoulder width apart. So I don't want to completely rest them and I don't want to completely roll my shoulders. I want active shoulders. I want a slight pre-stretch position in the elbows. When I come up, I want to try to come up about parallel, and my angle of my arm basically stays the same and my back doesn't slowly ratchet up, okay? So if you were looking from the floor up, the person should be here, right? To where my arms are almost perpendicular with my midline. Okay, that's the goal for the rear delt raise. Your body's gonna wanna pull them back behind you, so it'll activate a little bit more lats. Your goal is to affect the posterior delts as much as possible with the least amount of lats as possible. So it is a secondary mover exercise, which just means the harder it feels, most likely the more you're localizing that smaller mover. All right, so the seated dips. On seated dips, again, chairs, beds, y'all know the gist. So I sit, my hands are just outside shoulder width apart to shoulder width apart. I step forward, locking my knees out. If I need to assist in a modified, I can do this one where I utilize a little bit of my leg, or I can extend them out when I drop. If I want to add a little bit of weight, I could add a little bit of weight onto my hips if my feet were up higher. So you could do you could do your hands on a bench or chair, your feet on a chair that's stable, and then you can incorporate even a little bit more weight. You can even do a 3-1-1 tempo on the dips. So any one of those ways you can modify. Doing a single leg seated dip. There's so many different ways that you can modify, so don't get discouraged when it comes to feeling as though you're not having enough weight or you're not getting enough challenge, because I can guarantee you there is a way to make it. If you have any questions about with the weight that you are at and you feel as though they're not as challenging or they're too challenging, by all means send me messages, let me know, and we can fix that, I guarantee it. So on the quarter sit-up, that's the last exercise. Hips are going to be at 90 degrees. Knees are going to be at 90 degrees. You can cross them or not cross them. When I come up, my goal is to have my forehead touch my knees. My goal also primarily is to have my hips off of the floor and my shoulder blades off of the floor, so I have the least amount of surface area contacting the floor as possible. That means I have the shortest contraction in my rectus abdominis. So when I come up, I'm also, of course, I'm trying to contract on my own, right? Not just letting the movement do it for me. So that is a quarter sit-up. I go back down. You'll notice that my shoulder blades come up just a little bit. If you catch your shoulder blades coming way up to where you're almost doing a full sit-up, you're not going to get nearly the benefit. When you think about weight of your body From the hips down, that's actually typically more weight than from the waist up. That being said, if any of you gym rats are there with the tiny little legs and just massive upper bodies, it may be a little bit different, but in general, most people want to utilize a little bit more of their lower body than their upper body. Now, the Metcons are going to be a jump rope, or you've got a lateral hold squat knee highs. I know that's a long one, right? So on the lateral hold, I'm going to be holding in this position. I'm going to drop into my squat. When I come up, knees. Drop, knees. Now, when I'm looking peripherally, yes, I see these, but I want to make sure that they're not in front of me. I still want to have them lateral. Now, another modification, the weights that you have are too heavy to be able to do that. You are welcome to bring them in the front, because that activates anterior delt more than that medial delt, which is activated for lateral. So that's just one way to modify it also. And I'll be throwing these out little by little for every workout. Thanks for watching.